Alright, sculpture class. I have here the materials that we will need for our sculpture that we'll be doing. And I just wanted to go over first some different tools that you'll have access to in the classroom. And then we're going to do a quick little practice of learning how to bend the wires and wrapping them in a way so that they stay tight and don't move on each other, so that you have a fixed objects. First, we're going to talk about different types of wire. Right here, this is jewelry wire, which is what I have at home. At school, we'll have an annealed black wire. You'll have to wear gloves when you use those because they do get a little bit kind of grease coated to keep them from rusting. The word annealed means that the wire has been heated real hot so that it's easily to be bent, which is real good, because the harder it is, the stiffer it is, the more difficult it is to make your wire sculpture. So this is a 18 gauge, I don't know if you can see that, 18 gauge copper colored wire. Here is another copper wire. It is also 18 gauge. And then here's some bright shiny copper that this time it says AUG, but that still means 18 gauge. Now the different pliers that we will be using are number one, wire cutters. And so the wire cutters have a flush side on them. And then they have a side that kind of makes a little bowl. And so whenever you're cutting wire, you will want to have the flush side up toward your face and the wire down toward the table, so that when you snap it, it goes down onto the table and it doesn't go flying across the room. All right, that's very important that you learn how to cut them like that. Now these are some long alligator pliers, and they have a tooth on them. And when you're working with jewelry and stuff, you don't want to use a plier like this because they would mar the metal. That isn't as big as concerned with our self-portraits that you will be doing, but you don't want to, they will chew your wire up real good. You can also get alligator pliers that are smooth, that don't mar the wire. And these are spring-loaded, making them easy to use. These pliers right here will make a nice ring. I don't have many pairs like this in the studio, and you don't have to get them to use at home, my remote learners. Now these are called round nose pliers. They will also make a nice little circle, and they're nice and smooth. So the way that you hold pliers when you're doing sculpting with wire is you kind of put between your index finger and your middle finger one handle, and then your thumb is on the other handle, so that it's really just an extension of your hand. Okay, it's very important that you learn how to hold the tools in that fashion. Also, it's also important to learn how to bend the wire in a way that you can get some nice loops. Okay? Because that's what it's all about, is making things so that they're nice and tight. Now right here I have this little flat part. I can put the wire right in there. Give it a good squeeze. Hopefully, and see that wire isn't going to bend at all. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that off because we're not going to use that.